Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Burden of Command, a upcoming turn-based war game, and also leadership RPG. In today's episode, we will be returning to this game where we are playing as a lieutenant in a company of the Cottonbalers assigned to the 3rd Infantry Division in Operation Torch. In our last episode, we managed to get ashore in Morocco, and we also managed to capture some German prisoners. We have not taken any direct combat casualties yet. The narrative or the story had one of the sort of named characters killed sort of off-screen, as sort of a first blood type thing to be aware of. But no one in the battles we fought has died yet. Our group is gaining experience through the clusterfucks of the North African campaign, and in our last episode, we were shelled by our own ships as we attempted to capture some German POWs. With that being said, I don't know what's next, but we're near Fidelia. It is the North African campaign. And we haven't lost any casualties yet, really. So why don't we go ahead and jump in and see what happens next, I guess. Let's continue our journey. Cape Fidelia. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that, by the way. 8th of November, 1942, Morocco. Whoa. Okay.
The battle still rages.
Okay. Didn't really tell us much other than, there's some footage of troops fighting. Some image from the National Archives. I'm assuming this is a little bit of sloppy colorization because these guys up here look a little bit blocky and weird. But anyway. 8th November 1942, Morocco, 10:55 hours. It's been a long day, huh? The sun rises ever higher as you and Lieutenant Wilson regroup your platoons behind the cover of a retaining wall. The prisoners will have to be escorted away. You detail the task of prisoner escorts to a pair of trusted men, Hansen, who speaks German, and Meade, who has a little French. Together they should be able to walk the members of the Armistice Commission back to the beachhead, naval gunfire permitting. Damn swabbies, Sergeant Grant snarls as he digs another stone shard out of his collar. After what the Navy laid out for us, I'd have to see what the enemy guns are going to do. Ever the optimist. That is something to consider, to be honest. If the guns can turn landward. I like the sarcasm route. Careful what you wish for, old man, Wilson replies. He jerks his thumb over to the top of the stone barrier. We might be about to find out. The last time I was here, the French had an old 4-inch naval gun, naval guns mounted in coastal batteries just ahead. Couldn't face inland back then. God, I hope they haven't changed that, or we'll make a fat, juicy target for them. A 4-inch naval gun is a pretty small naval gun. You know, the interesting thing with naval guns is that by caliber size, 4 inches is small when you're shooting at ships. When you're shooting at people, I think a 3-inch is usually like what a 155 would be, I think. But, I mean, a 4-inch cannon in land targeting mode, pretty big. Oh, it's 100 millimeters? Okay, never mind. Well, it's still decent size. All right. The French have a lot of firepower, and we're down a machine gun now. We only have rifles and bars. We weren't down a machine gun unless our machine gunner abandoned the gun. I told him to keep it last time, remember? It was understandable that Corporal Crossley lost his heavy naval 30 cal during the bombardment of Fidelia. You were too busy to retrieve it for him, but a single salt-encrusted machine gun was not supposed to be the only tool in the arsenal. The soldiers you detailed to tend to the French machine gun apparently left those behind as well. Damn it! I wonder if this storyline would be different if I had gotten Crosley and the other MG off the map. Because in the last battle, you remember, we got all of our troops to the evacuation point on that map, except for those 2 machine gun units. So I want to know how much this narrative is influenced by tactical realities on the battlefield. Anyway. Well, modern naval ships, if you're using your naval cannon in a modern naval engagement for anything but, like, littoral work, you're doing something wrong. Anyway, make note to punish them all. Punish them all! At least they survived. When all is said and done, there will be more weapons to capture. Better to have soldiers at the ready than bodies. Yeah, that's true. Further thought is interrupted by a fusillade of enemy fire. The men duck instinctively, even though they're behind 2 feet of rock. Your sergeant shakes his head. They aren't firing at us, he said, and as he points to your left. They're firing at him. Him who? Turn to look. A slim patrician figure strides toward you over open ground. He ignores the bullets that crack past. Behind him, his platoon scurries to cover of the retaining wall. Gentlemen! Lieutenant Dearborn calls out in his Virginian accent, polished by the sort of elocution lessons that had probably cost more than most people's houses. Good morning, gentlemen. I trust things are well in hand here. A hell of a morning for a stroll, Ash. Fine weather for it. Dearborn shoots a glare in the general direction of the French, but one could certainly ask for better company. Yeah, great day for a walk, Patterson cracks from behind. You as another shell streaks overhead. So long as you keep out of the rain. God damn it. Sometimes I just hold my mouse button down just a little bit too long and it just clicks through, so I missed whatever that in-between dialogue was. 3rd Platoon's commanding officer reaches into the breast pocket and pulls out a square of folded paper. Lieutenant Colonel Moore from 1st Battalion told me to give you this. You take this sheet of paper and unfold it. The message on it is short and spare, and it does not mince words. To Commanding Officer 1st Platoon Nickel Company, seize naval guns near Cape Fidelia swiftly. Avoid damage to oil storage. A Company and tanks en route. Godspeed. Oh. So we're going to have tanks, potentially? Okay. Also, is this Lieutenant Colonel Moore? All right. Also, why are we the only company that Moore has doing anything? We're not even his company to command. Anyway. Well, don't keep an old man in suspense. Wilson growls as he reaches for the paper. Here, see for yourself. You hand Wilson the paper. The former enlisted man skims it twice and lets the message sink in. Jesus Christ, he mutters. An attack on the Cape? No, Krieger, this is the final version of the game. Well, final such as it is. The game comes out on April 8th or April 9th, so we're just, like 2 weeks away. And this is a sort of, I don't know, influencer version. This is what I'm allowed to share with you, but this is the game. Jesus Christ, he mutters. An attack on the Cape. An attack on the Cape, Dearborn echoes confidently. And we'll have the honor of leading it. Okay, Dearborn. Don't be a glory hound. You just showed up. Wilson and I just got bombed by our own ships. What's this thing about not damaging oil storage? Take a look over the wall, Wilson replies as he hauls himself up, just enough to peer over the top. See those big, wide cylinders on the end of the Cape, he asks? The ones in white paint? You peer over the wall. There are 4 of them pointing out the fog clustered beyond the gun battery. They're kind of hard to miss. Oil storage tanks. The older officer replies as he eases back under cover. Fidelia's got the biggest refinery in Morocco, and I bet the brass was counting on us capturing it, and the oil in those tanks intact. Probably why the Navy hasn't flattened the whole area. How long until our support arrives? I was made to understand that a runner had gone to A Company not long before I left, Dearborn replies. Can't rightly answer for the armor that was to accompany them, but I received assurances from the highest level that we shall see them here within the hour. The highest level, Wilson asks incredulously. You mean, he motions skyward. The Virginian smiles back. Very nearly, one would think. God. Nothing like God on Earth as a general on a battlefield. Anyway. Thank you for the membership. Appreciate the support, S-Raider. Alright, so... a direct assault looks like a bad idea. I mean, I don't know. The French haven't put up too much of a fight. We pretty much overran them, although I guess they're probably set in their ways now. Wilson nods, his eyes flicker about thoughtfully. It would be. I have a better idea. That battery is a fire control station, a concrete bunker on a hill about a half-mile away. I say we hit that bunker with everything we got. We take that station, and those guns are blind. Chop off the head and kill the snake. The French know that as well, as you do. That station will be heavily defended, Dearborn says, then turns to you. We should avoid the fire control station altogether and target the guns themselves. Without any pieces to direct, the men in that bunker will have no choice but to offer their surrender. I don't like it, Wilson answers sourly. We should kick the enemy in the head, not nibble at their toes. It's not a question of likability, Dearborn retorts tensely. It's the better plan. First of all, we avoid the heaviest defenses. Secondly, we'll have more freedom to choose our approach. And lastly, the Virginia waves to the single brass bar on the other officer's helmet, and then to the silver bar on his own. I outrank you, so my plan outranks you. Okay, buddy, okay. Wilson scowls. You don't outrank him, he says, jerking his chin at you. He's got seniority over you, too. He should be the one deciding. Oh. Thank you, Tommy, for the re-up of the membership. Appreciate it. Okay, so... you two squabbling. So my main concern with going for the guns directly is this: are we just going to be rushing in to get bombed by ships again? Because I would think the Navy would have orders to hit the battery, if not the refinery. And who knows if anybody's talked to the ships. What other preparations do we have to make? Sergeant Grant eases forward. You have an idea, Lieutenant? Some way we can stack the deck in our favor? Launch an immediate attack. Scenarios extended 2 turns. Or let's stack the deck. Prepare support operations. So we can attack quickly, in which case we get extra time, or we can go more thoughtfully and perhaps get artillery support or additional help. I say swift action. The French have been caught off guard in the previous battles. Let's see if going early is preferable. Also, it'll put a little less pressure on me to charge helter-skelter across the map if I get extra turns. Just go straight at him, Sergeant Grant asks. What about our tank support? No tank support. Prestige increases with victory. 2 additional turns added. Attack immediately. Tank support will arrive late. 2 additional turns added. I don't want to say no to the tank support, especially since we don't have our artillery. So I'm not really worried about getting additional prestige. Let's just start the attack now. The tanks will join as the fight unfolds. Okay.
Nickel Company will advance.
Alright. So we're holed up here. We have no captain yet. Just 3 platoon lieutenants. Looks like there's a factory here. The French have heavy machine guns. They can pour efficient fire at ranges that your rifles cannot match and inflict heavy casualties, especially from their elevated positions. Well, that's why you want the tanks, but there's there's artillery pits over here, so we gotta take those or whatever. There's the fire control over here. So is it just the 2 artillery pieces, or is there any more? Oh, there's more gun pits up here. A lot of oil refineries around here. We don't want to damage those. But it would appear we've got 4 gun pits and then the control tower. Okay. They've got elevated machine gun nests here. If I zoom out, how far can I zoom? Can I see where my boys are? Alright, so that appears to be a gun pit. Maybe over here too. So we're going to have to do some creeping, I think, to get closer to these guys, hopefully so that they don't shoot me. Can these guys just go over the retaining wall? They can. Let's see here if there's a pit up here. There's some trenches here. So I think the best way to approach, we're just going to try and hug the coast here to take these 3 trenches here. And then from there we'll advance in toward the control center and the gun pits. Game gets a little laggy when you try and run on LOS. But I think that's the initial approach. Make a push forward for these trenches, which I'm assuming are gun pits. Okay. These guys are for my first platoon. I have more orders that I can issue because I've become more experienced. I've got 5 order chits now. Alright. So we're going to do this. We're going to lead with our most experienced platoon, which is the one here with me. We'll go up this way, where I don't think anyone will see me. We'll crawl. And can they crawl twice if I press them?
Who said we were done?
Okay. So maybe there is no one in this trench. Maybe this is unoccupied. I'll move forward with them. Doesn't look like anybody got detected. So my lead squad here is up over the wall. That kind of does it for me. So that's it for that first platoon. We'll try to get Wilson's boys going this way too. Okay. And Wilson himself. Trying to keep guys in cover where possible. Why is Dearborn all the way back here? His boys will get into that factory or whatever that building is. Oh! Well, there is a machine gun there. They're taking cover. All right, they didn't take any casualties, but they got pretty badly shot up here. All right, Wilson, go over, or Dearborn, get over here with your men. Can't rally because you don't have enough points. All right, let's see if we can get another squad here. Maybe they won't get too badly shot up here if they can get past. There we go. All right, so these guys got into the building. Can they shoot from cover at this MG? MG has an elevation advantage, but we did try and suppress him a bit. Did I take casualties here? It didn't look like it said I took casualties, but I'm not sure what the little red chit there is. Maybe we did take our first casualties of the war. Either way, that's going to be it for this turn. Yeah, the way that the game wants you to really lead through your officers does make sense, having rounds like that, but it is different, I guess is what I would say. Okay, I'm trying to suppress them. We did put them under some stress, and it looks like they are fully suppressed now. Can Dearborn rally his boys? Okay. Let's try and get his other... Can they not? Alright, maybe he's got to go back here and bolster him to get him to go. Well, I don't actually... Now I don't have any points to move him. Alright, let's go ahead and... Can we bolster and charge, maybe? These guys, if there's guns over here, they might shoot them, but... We're going to charge with this veteran unit here. We've suppressed a little bit with those troops in that factory building. And now our squad's going to charge forward here and overrun that MG nest here on turn number 2. Meanwhile, by taking that one out, we detected more enemy units here. And they're shooting at me. Although it didn't look like the guys over here is who shot. I didn't see who did. Maybe over here. Okay. I would... Let's see if we can move this squad down here. Oh, who's shooting? Shit, we just took a casualty. Is there a sniper? I didn't... It wasn't a machine gun. It was like a putt-putt. Okay. Should have an elevation advantage here. So these are just infantry. That's not an MG. Get your heads down, you guys. You're basically in a trench. Oh, shit. Did I die? Am I killed or just wounded? What the fuck? I'm in a trench in a rough terrain and I just put out like that? No fucking way. Oh, that's bullshit if that's really the end of me. Maybe I'm just wounded. Oh, come on, man.
Quick time.
That's really annoying. That's like a cross-map shot against... Unless these graphics don't actually mean that you're entrenched in any way. Yeah, I should have waited for the tanks. Well, the game doesn't end when you get shot. I don't understand why this guy's company can't. I guess there's only certain spots you can exit the berm from. I didn't notice that before. Can you press this guy? That's going to be pretty annoying, though, if I'm flat out dead. I know the developer's been like, don't worry, the game's not over if you die. You get other officers and other events. But for it to unfold like that, for your player's character to unfold, to just drop like that on a cross-map shot is really kind of annoying. Like, I don't think that's a good gameplay mechanic, personally. But where's the tanks? They should be here. We're on turn 3. Also, we are not surprised. We know. Whatever. I'm gonna start bitching. I'm entering my bitching era. The replacement officer does not have the experience bonus that I do. And Wilson's fully suppressed, so his unit's toast. Like, they can't, they're pinned, they can't do anything. Oh wait, no, we're still in this turn. We haven't ended turn yet.
Just like training.
Okay. Work my way up through these houses.
Fire!
They're shooting through these houses at me? Okay. Let's move up through this to this wooded area. Probably take some fire from these. Oh, maybe not. Can't close with anybody though. All right, Dearborn's gonna charge up here and join his squad. And these guys are going to get into that building. All right. Bad guys exposed to fire? That's an unhappy looking officer down there. You're going to have to rally your men. My officer was beloved. I want to know what happened to my officer. I want to know. All right. creep here so they don't shoot you. And bolster your boys. Okay. Apparently bolstering them does not actually activate them. Okay, Wilson's going to take some shots from... What I don't understand about the decision of are you going to attack the guns or the control center directly is there's really no... like, these two guns are too close to the control center to make it seem like a... Doesn't feel like a real choice.
Keep up your fire.
Okay. Are the tanks not showing up just a part of the scenario, maybe? These guys are already suppressed. Okay. So they're not. Get them out of the dune. Shoot them again. The French are doing much better this time around. Still no sign of the tanks. If I can pin these guys, these two squads here, then I can use this squad to move forward here and close with the enemy, perhaps. Oh, fuck it, let's try. Hopefully these guys don't shoot them in the flank. Doesn't look like they will.
Gentlemen, forward.
Alright. Overran that flank squad there. Dearborn's boys do a good job. Overrun one squad. Now we'll see if we can roll up their flank here. Nope, they fail. I was gonna say, can we move them to attack another squad? And the answer is no. They will not do anything there. Okay. Can you pin this squad? Probably not.
Hell.
Bring up that squad from the rear. Oh, fuck it. Just run through the fire. Maybe you won't get hurt too bad. Yeah, they didn't even shoot at you. Good job, boys. Okay. Alright, these guys are all pinned. Let's move forward one spot. We'll see what they get shot by on the distance. Bolster. And see if you close. Trying to cross the distance at these enemy units here. Looks like it worked. Alright, well. Perhaps I've run too far to charge again. It'll let me charge down this way. Potentially. From the rear! Not get another enemy officer here. Alright, so we're pretty thoroughly breaking... Oh, no, they're getting shot from behind. That ain't good. I was going to say, it felt like we pretty thoroughly broke through the front line here, but there is another enemy unit back this way. Heroes, all of them. 3 charges in 1 turn for the squad. Well, I might be dead, wounded, whatever, but my my troops battle on. Yeah, Jack, it was like a cross-map shot. Felt a little cheap. I'm gonna keep bitching about it. I still don't know where the damn tanks are. We were promised tanks. We're 7 turns in and I see no tanks. Another snafu? Probably. Alright, so we know there is... There's another enemy unit over this way. I'm gonna use the squad as bait because I need to find them. Oh, there they are. Can they pin them? I know we're in the open and not ideally placed, but maybe we can pin them. Oh, 2 squads. Do we charge the guys who aren't suppressed? They both look like dicey odds to accomplish, but let's do it anyway. Let's just try. Hope we don't take it in the flank. Dearborn's the hero of this mission so far. Okay. We're getting mighty strung out, though, because of how poorly I am at using orders, orders. I feel like these scenarios are tricky because you can very easily lull yourself into a scenario where you use one squad as sort of your principal fixer, but then... hit from the flank. But then the result of that is you end up... If anything goes wrong with that one squad, you get in a lot of trouble real fast. Oh, why did I do that? I just sent my one officer up here all by his lonesome. I was thinking he had a squad with him. He's all by himself. Maybe you don't get yourself killed. That was a waste. Okay. You know, for Wilson supposedly being the veteran he is, his units seem kind of crap in that he just seems to always lose his cohesion so quickly.
We're up.
Okay. All right. We're halfway through the turn, still no sign of the tanks. God damn it. Okay. Oh, they got a movement. They got shot at while they were moving. So they didn't get the charge through. Oh, maybe they did get the charge through. They took some suppression, but it looks like they still overran the enemy. There's another unit down here? Jesus Christ.
Bordel de merde.
Okay. Let's see what happens here. We're going to get shot at from one of these. Yep. Flank and exposed. Casualty. Well, no one's going to blame me if the attack fails, right? Because we lost our commanding officer in like 2 turns in. Okay. Trying to bring some more of these squads up. Is he gonna get shot at? Yep. No! Acting lieutenant is dead too! Ah! There's no one left! We're on our 3rd lieutenant for that platoon. Or 3rd officer. Oh wow, finally the tanks show up. Yay. So wait, am I still commanding even though I'm dead? Okay. So the tank's not actually going to show up on the map. They're just going to... We just get to direct fire on them? Is that the deal? I'm not really clear on that.
Gentlemen, follow me.
Alright, so Dearborn's going to overrun another enemy squad. Be nice to have some...
Bordel de merde!
Another lieutenant is dead. Great. So Wilson's down. I'm down. My second in command of my platoon is down. Only one of the officers is still kicking. They might have some balance issues on officer casualties here. I'm just spitballing. It's the French, not goddamn snipers.
Donnez-leur une pilule amère!
Okay. I'm a little confused on the oh, that was Wilson's. Never mind.
La France seule!
So what's the deal with the tanks? I don't quite follow. I'm gonna send my one remaining starting officer out this way, see if he can. Knock, knock, knock on the turret door. Will be Ludendorff in Belgium. Okay. I mean, I don't think any officers have plot armor. We've seen no indication our officers are going to get plot armor. They all just keep dying. I wonder if they got a blind spot south of the headquarters or something, because they're not shooting over here. Well, these guys can't see from here. All right, we took one of the objectives at least. Okay, both southern objectives are ours. Suppose we could try and sneak up on them. We've got a few turns left. Dearborn's going to try and sneak up here by himself. Yeah, we're like totally hung up here in the north. All right, we've got... Let's bolster and then try and charge the command post. Okay. I think there's troops on these sandbags, but it looks like we took the fire control tower. And engage these machine guns from point blank. Sure, not sure what... I really don't... It wasn't made clear anyway to me what the deal with the tanks was. I didn't see any indication I could use it. Maybe it's because my character's dead? I'm not really sure. Okay. They're not shooting a Dearborn for whatever reason. See if we can clear out these machine guns near the command post with this squad that already took it. That should allow us to move up these other units more easily with what little time we have left. So clearing out these guns on the command post. My dead body would be proud. I thought maybe I'd be able to call it in by artillery. I didn't see that as an option. Maybe I didn't. Oh. Maybe I just missed it. All right. All these MGs around the command post should be dealt with. So I think the southerly approach is actually the smarter route. Going for the command post. Wilson was right. Oh, wait. Tanks. They're here. Did they just show up? Oh, I can't command them. I'm confused. Oh, he's not this round. Did they just show up this turn? Because if they just showed up this turn, that's annoying. It's like 4 turns left. What am I supposed to do with tanks that are absent the whole damn battle? I already won the damn thing. Despite all the officer casualties, the men's casualties were actually not that bad. Well, I guess if they can move that far across the map. Boom! Gotta think with all those rocks, that would create a lot of shrapnel. Alright, the question is, can we get up to the other guns and take them in time? There's 2 more guns to our north. I don't know that tanks can take ground, so I will have to get infantry up that way. But there's 2 more guns up here I've got to rush troops up to take. Oh. Pressing them was kind of silly because they got to stay in the vehicle, but I guess I can fire another salvo at the troops. And this officer's just going to go ahead and rally himself. I'm going to guess these troops that are being pounded aren't going to shoot back this turn. Well, the thing with the turns is that, you know, it's easy to say, well, you've got 4 more turns, you'll be fine. The only thing I would remind you of is that the way the game works is usually to win a battle convincingly, you need to win it well before the turns run out. Although I guess losing both of my... losing 2 of my 3 platoon lieutenants, maybe the prettiness of the battle is less relevant. Okay. So we took out their captain, too. All right, let's move the tanks forward here and see if they can spot enemy troops. There's got to be more bad guys up there here that just aren't shooting at me. Tanks ahead of infantry support by this much. It's got to make someone nervous. Maybe we'll get a reaction shot if... What's the best way to get these guys up to these quickly? Right, LT, go join your lead squad. We're going to leave everybody else behind so you can sprint up here and rejoin your men. Nice. Bolstering gives them much better running range. We'll duck them into the rocks here just in case. All right, no sign of any enemy bad guys yet. Maybe these northern guns are just unoccupied. All the enemy troops are in the south? Or maybe they all disappeared when the tanks showed up. I don't know. Nope, there are enemy troops there. They just decided to keep their heads down with some tanks right there, understandably. I can't assault, so I'll have to go ahead and just shoot him. Pow! Right in the kisser. They take stress from that? I should have moved them. Alright, let's use the tanks next. Then maybe this one squad here can deal with them. I wonder if enemy units can rout. I guess they just took some casualties. Maybe they just get destroyed. Poor enemy troops. Enemy lieutenants out of action. Okay. Let's get up here and bolster them and see if how much further they can move. Nice. They still can't assault. Alright, well, we got one more turn. Okay. Bolster. Assault. I don't think I took too many casualties. But other than the officer losses were disastrous. French prisoners stumble out of the ruined fire control tower. Others from the guns join them there. There are plenty, but there could also be more somewhere around here. Looks like we got it sewn up, Sergeant Grant notes. I'm confused. Wasn't I killed? Why would I... Yeah, wrap it up. The enemy here is broken and cut off. Your men are tired. Other forces are due to follow on soon. They can handle the holdouts with a simple sweep until the French will keep up. Will keep. Major victory, major victory. So I'm confused with the officer situation here. So minor... I only took a minor wound? Okay, good. I'm returning. Good, good, good. All right, I don't care then. I'm fine with that. But I don't see what it says for Wilson, because it all glitched out there. What does it say for Wilson? Apparently I'm just a little sissy. Took a little minor wound and sit out the rest of the battle. It's but a flesh wound. All right, let's exit. And then continue. Maybe it'll tell me if I rejoin. I'm still kind of annoyed how easily I got shot. And the fact that if it was a minor wound, I want to fight wounded then. Give me that option. Yeah. Maybe I got some bone spurs. I'm confused. Didn't we just... Oh, yeah, okay. Wilson's returning too? Good.
In proof of the surprise of our landings, German armistice commissions were caught flat-footed in each city. Their jobs, to bleed North Africa of her raw materials and farm products. The people of North Africa were evidently not sorry to see them go.
All 5 objectives are secured, major victory, and casualties were less than 10%. So there you go. I would consider that a success. I feel a little bit better about the wounding. You know what we're going to do for role-playing perspective, we'll say is because of all the jagged rockets and everything around, there was a ricochet or some shrapnel, kicked up some dust. Dust got in my eyes. I was physically okay, but I couldn't see the command, so I had to step back and just sort of be like, all right, guys, like I can't see, I can't command. And so I'm like getting treated with my eyes. And then like 2 hours later, when the fight's resolved, my vision starts coming back and I can keep fighting. So we'll say that is what, that's what happened for my character. Makes sense. It was a cross map shot. Easily could have been something like that. I need to check one quick thing here before we continue though. Well, there you have it. We won a battle that wasn't all that bloody except for our officers who were busy getting slaughtered. I was a little frustrated with the result because it felt like one of the officer kills especially was a little unfair. Your officer, your character can die. What I do find out after the battle is that my character does not, however. I suffered a minor wound. So for role-playing perspectives, we'll have to say, like, there was some, shrapnel hit like a nearby rock. It created some dust I couldn't see, and so I had to relinquish command until, I was able to get that taken care of, or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, that's going to do it for today's video of Burden of Command, an upcoming World War II turn-based tactical war game and leadership RPG. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. Let me know your thoughts below, and without further ado, until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and I'm out.